Hello, hello. I'm gonna hit the dummy for a bit, and then I'm gonna yap. Should go up to like 250, 270 as a peak DPS, but I guess generally it's more like I was hired just a moment ago. It also depends on how you like reset areas and whatnot. 190. Let me dip in back here. In here, and then maybe the area reset will change something. Yeah, that's not exactly how I planned it. 48. I mean, this instance might be booked, which is why it's loading so much. But yeah, anyway, I did some upgrades here and there. Yeah, it's so long ago, it's not even. Yeah, let me see here. Maybe now it's gonna be better. So yeah, something like that. 250, 260, 270, but I guess the average DPS is more like around the 210 billion, 220-ish, kinda. Anyway, there's basically a main reason that I'm recording this and that is to complain. But I'll get to that in a second. So not much has changed, to be honest. I finally upgraded the intelligence here into tier 1 after hundreds and hundreds of FE. Somehow that one specific one took ages to hit. And I changed one of the resistances into the support. But I guess crafting it for tier 1, who knows how expensive that could be. I did the reforging thing. So I corroded this and this, and then I did the not reforging, rerolling this affix, like the corrupted or corroded affix. That's like some pretty good options, right? So like if I really wanted to, even though it has a very small chance, like 3 point something, 3.5%, but like technically I could keep going until I reroll that affix into additional curse, and then I could drop the candle and then change something else. I get something else in the candle. I've shown this the last time. I hit that, and then here is where I'm like kind of stuck at the moment. So yeah, I got this one, which is better int. Even this one is like super cheap, 100 fee. And then yeah, this one still stays. It's also hilariously cheap. Like when I hit the double corrode, I was very happy, but then it fell off a cliff. And then even with these, wait, maybe I'm wrong actually, because this is like bigger than it should be. Maximum minus 20 here, and it should be same thing here. It should be maximum instead of minimum, because it's see, okay, that makes a lot more sense, right? So yeah, so that's staying, that's also staying, because I guess the upgrade would be a priceless one, and then you can go and get tier 0 mods and whatnot, and then obviously that's better, but it's so much more expensive. And then yeah, this is just, as good as a tier 1 or like a non-priceless gear is gonna get, I guess. I did a bunch of modding. Like I tried this a bunch of times, and then I finally get the entangled pain, which I guess just means that I can drop it from my bar, because I don't have ring yet. Because ideally you would want the curse on hit ring, and then you can have a different mod. But that's gonna be later. See, like this is the point where I'm at. Like when I need to finally get over this and then make these into priceless. I mean, not these gears specifically, but the slots to be filled up with priceless gear. But yeah, honestly, I don't really see how I'm gonna get that much stronger. To be honest, these are like basically capped. One could be like this one could be tier 1, and then I could replace the fire res with the reaping duration mod, because that's a priceless helmet. But then I'm losing some here. Like the resistance stuff is gonna be fixed once this is a tier. It can roll tier 0 mods. Like once I have a priceless ring, but then I want a ring that has the curse on it, so I can start crafting on it. And even that is it's not that expensive. It's just not that expensive, but still more expensive than what I have. I mean, I have basically nothing, and now I'm gonna get to the point where I wanted to not complain, because I don't. It's my fault, but as you can see from the history, what happened here, like it just tells the tale. Like you can just see from here basically where it begins. Like it begins here. Like you can see what's happening here. I got a terrible price. I got the gambling tokens, and then I got 3 of these, and then I turned it in, and then I tried to upgrade a mod. It didn't happen. And I saw the secret faucet, and then I got a taste for, it's not divination card here like in PoE. It's fluorescent memory, but it's the same thing. It's not like no one else could come up with the idea independently, but chances are it's from PoE, basically. Likely, quite likely. So yeah, terrible price. I got some more. And then I had more tokens, I think. And I gambled more because I turned it in and I got 10, as you can see. And then, once you get a taste for it, you think that you can just keep going. So I got more terrible prices, as you can see. And I got more tokens. And then, I managed to, get 9 terrible prices and turned them in, and I got 25, and I sold the 25, and I had 950-ish FE, and I was going for the candle that has the control spell mod, so I can have a extra link in my main skill, and I can take out control spell, and I can put in shortened duration. I think that's the next step. But I got impatient, and I was up all night doing this kind of stuff. Aside from other things, I was kind of tired, and I just wanted to get it over with. I wanted to get the candle, and I thought, hey, I got this far. Maybe I can keep going and just get a little bit more. And then what happened is that I got 9 of these. I got a bunch of tokens, and then I deleted all of my all the 9 cards. They all disappeared. So that's just how it goes. Like the only winning is when you stop doing the double or nothing. So yeah, that's what happened. And as you can imagine, that kind of took the sales out of me. So like now I don't really feel like playing again, at least for a bit. And I recognize that everyone is like already done with Supreme Showdown 20 or 21. Everyone's already they did everything ages ago, and here I'm like making like very very tiny steps. Like basically the only change that happened that is due to my DPS going up is that I can do this, right? Like I can do Secret Realm. Let's see what's in the Secret Realm. But yeah, I can do modded. I guess that's how we would call it. A profound. So so far I did not use the Netherrealm resonances because I was too weak to do it with those. Now I can do that, but I can do compasses still. I'm pretty sure. Like with all the additional monster health, if I do a strategy that requires compasses, I don't think I have enough to do that in profound. So that's where I'm at. I try to do Mistwheel as well, but I don't think I can do the deep space equivalent there, even though it doesn't require immunities like deep space does. And like once I'm able to get there, I can get the big activation mediums on day 15. So that's like basically the goal there. Because from there on, the next step is the stage that you access with the Mist Essence, and so that's like a different level. I'm pretty sure that to do that reasonably, or like for it to make sense, you need like everything upgraded with the pets, like level 6 legendary, and obviously also level 6 on the other ones, but I guess mostly the legendary. Otherwise, it's probably just better to sell the essences, which is what I've been doing when I was doing that. But honestly, it's kind of rough because sometimes you get multiple essences in one chest, but sometimes you get like a few FE, and for the time, it's probably not worth it because if it's only a few FE, then I get more. Once I do one map basically without anything special. Okay, yeah, like this Secret Realm is pretty decent. It's not right that it takes so long to load in those few items. When I press down Alt, everything stops for a while. It's probably not ideal. But yeah, I said I can do Netherrealm Resonance, but I don't think I can do extra stuff. I've been doing the Dream stuff. Ooh, it would be nice if it popped here. Of course, now it doesn't. Right, so like from here, it's gonna downgrade every round when it doesn't proc. But yeah, when I'm doing the Nightmare, I do fall over every once in a while, and then I lose the bubbles. So far, I didn't really get much out of the Nightmares themselves or the bubbles. None of them really gave me anything spectacular. So yeah, I know I am sick of saying that, oh, I need more FE, but I mean that's just how it is, right? Like you need FE, you need to farm Flame Elementium, and it just feels a lot less interesting compared to like PoE. I know that's like always a comparison, but like in PoE, it basically depends on what I like between the different league mechanics or different types of content. Like I can do the one I want, and then I just set up the atlas for it. Like respecking it is basically painless. And yes, I am entirely aware that this is basically the NetherRealm stuff. NetherRealm map or chart is basically the same thing, but there's also the additional requirement of pet. Like basically what you can and can't farm, or what makes sense to farm. It depends on what pets you have. So, but to be fair, I did have some opportunities with the chests that come from Supreme Showdown to pick, and then I just picked the MTX instead. I don't know. Like on some level, oh, I forgot to swap. Oops. On some level, I am making my own life more difficult. I'm making my own problems. But on the other hand, I there is some sort of defiance, but I don't want to buy into the system. Like, oh, you get once per season if you are strong. If you have a strong character, then you have once per season. But if not, then you have like 1.5 of a season for it to add up to a box, and then you get one. And then it's like, I guess in many mechanics, you need like the legendary pet on level 1 or rank 1 to access like the majority of the league mechanic benefits, and then you get, or season mechanic, doesn't really matter how you call them, and then you can just get additional rewards once you go on top of it. I've changed some other stuff as well. Nothing changed in the 3. I guess this one changed. This one got reasonably better. This one, I grabbed this. I had this mod with a useless other one. Grab this. I guess blinding and some crit mitigation is not terrible. This one's still the same. This one, yeah, it's not super useful, to be honest. But at the moment, I need every % of sealed mana compensation to fit everything. And this one, I'm kind of just sitting on it because it has flattened % in channel stacks. And then there's also this one, like not additional damage, but it's still damage. It's damage for every +1 max channel stacks, which is what you are stacking anyway. And this one is still the same because I can't really find anything better if it's only just one mod, like just the impending. And like getting the rushed is different in the sense that you have, like, you get it right away, like you don't have to stay there and stack it up, but then I have to move around. Like with impending, at least I can stay in one place and I don't really lose damage, because I'm just kind of sick of it that I have a turn on channeling skill, but I still have to run around a bunch. So yeah, this is the same. Like I said, I could drop that once I had the candle, but I didn't get the candle because I flew too close to the sun with the memory cards, or the memories, fluorescent memories, and the tower hot streak, double or nothing. So that's what happened. And then just blurry steps, corruption. I was able to drop the other one from the bar because of the mod on the weapon. Like I was able to put back Arcane Circle here. I mean, nothing special here. I'm basically just copying this POB, basically, this filter. But the thing is, here I also changed some stuff over here, the line a bit more. But if I look at this, like, let's say what are my reasonable next upgrades? Obviously I need to get the candle. Yeah, it went even down. I could have been just patient. or slept on it. Maybe, you know, you should go to, if you are tired and you have decisions like this, maybe you should just go to sleep, and then it's not too late to do it when you wake up or rethink your approach. Obviously, eternity is not gonna happen. It's seven it yeah, it's 17k. Yeah, it's not happening. I need ring like that. 15. But I'm assuming that those are pretty bad downsides. So it's the 2000 is more realistic, and that's just a base. You still have to craft on it, obviously. So yeah, like I said, if I get priceless ring, then the resistance stuff is gonna be covered, and then I can replace the resistance that I have with the reaping cooldown recovery. Like I said, this one pretty much the same. This one, I think mine's better. This one's the same. This one's the same, pretty much. This one's the same. So yeah, it's just priceless weapon with the reaping duration mod, which is like pretty cool. Like 1 second reap, and it only has 2 seconds against the same cooldown against the same target. And then you have, you know, tier zeros and whatnot. So obviously that is like huge upgrade. My memories are quite similar. Obviously, Spark is, all things considered, not even that bad. Like you just have to get it one time, then you're done. But these here are pretty expensive. I guess max channeled is not even bad. But if I you want like max channeled and useful one, or I guess even if you want max channeled on the last one, it's probably more expensive. Yeah, it's 300. Fallen Starlight with max channeled is 400, but if it's the last one, then it's 1,006. Yeah, so it's like money. So yeah, Perceptive, like only impending. Like I said earlier, start it's mine is fine for that. And Perceptive, I was looking for like Perceptive with Rushed, or you can again do like let's say impending plus the verbal abuse mod, which would also give additional curse, and then you can drop the candle. So yeah, yeah, upgrading this one is pretty expensive. Tier 0 mod here, 4,000. I have a tier 2 mod, even that is like 1,000 at the moment. Everything here is pretty similar. Spell amplification. Yeah. 600. Besides here, again, 500. So yeah. Is there anything here? Okay, nothing special here. Okay, there's also the Scorpion Stinger here. Regional effect erosion. So yeah, that would be interesting to get all those, and then I'm sure the damage would go pretty high. Maybe not eternity, like 5 trillion with eternity high. But even then, if I get to that point, what? Like I can farm better stuff, but then if I'm talking about Supreme Showdown, I'm still not able to do. I think for like 20 you need like what, 12 trillion from what I've heard. But like not a 12 trillion peak. You need a solid 12 trillion. A bunch of people are doing it with tier 3 Sparkle. But if I'm doing Sparkle, then I'm you know zero defense. I'm pretty sure it's just you do it in there, and then if you have mapping set up, then you need like I don't know how many quite a few trillions of damage in the 0 DPS setup, and then if you want to do like actual clear in maps and have defense so you don't die to everything that looks at you funny, then you're probably gonna have a lot less DPS again. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm looking at here and I'm thinking about all these. Like if I got like let's say 10,000 FE right now, I could like make some significant upgrades. But even then, I don't really see myself going above 1 trillion. And even that is a very very hopeful. And then if I just look at other ideas and then I see the tens of thousands of FE that are being thrown around, like, oh, you need this much. Obviously, it's not very motivating. Again, but the other thing, it's like one more thing, and then I'm gonna stop yapping. Well, like, let's look at these. I swap these around. It's so hard. It's so hard. Like I obviously I would want tier 1 or tier 0 on this one, 2 damage mods everywhere. It's so unbelievably hard. There's just so many mods that are useless for us that I just kept rolling, and it's a break, and then once I find something that's finally useful, then it's a tier 3. That's why I have these energy shields here and here, because I just basically ran out of FE there. But then again, right? Like, even if you're not memory double or nothing, sending it here, like this is the one, the hot streak. I mean, I was lucky here, and then I was unlucky here, and then I went back basically to 0. So yeah, I had a good place to stop, and then I didn't stop, and then I kept going, and then I lost all of them. But it's like definitely not. It's not comparable to me losing, at some point 300 divines worth of divination cards in PoE before I stopped playing for the season. I mean, obviously 1000 FE is basically nothing anyway, but at the same time it's just messing around when I feel like it, run a few maps, get a few FE, and then I do something silly to waste it, and then that's that. Pretty sure this is worthless. No, it's 2 FE. Probably won't sell. Anyway, so let's just open here one more time. And the one thing that I wanted to say about FE and the necessary FE is that you're also basically using up a bunch of FE that you're not really keeping track of, right? A few FE here, like a few tens of FE here, 100 FE here, 100 FE there. So like, as much as I am complaining about how much it costs to get like a build up and running, so it can do like Deep Space and it can do the Supreme Showdown 20 or even 21. Like, those numbers are very daunting, but at the same time I recognize that if I add up everything, like every all the FP that I have used up, I'm pretty sure those numbers are around that. So like, if I know what I'm doing fully, and if I use my Flame Elementium efficiently, then I would have, even with all the complaining, even with all the lack of specific pets to do league mechanics or season mechanics, I have Mistveil. I'm doing Mistveil. Sometimes it gets me a few mist essences, which is very nice, which is basically the equivalent of getting a 50 stack in a map. A bit more even. That's very nice, but overall, I think I have used up enough FE for me to make a better build. But the issue here that I have is that I'm not trying to say that I've made a mistake by not using my FE efficiently, because it's a game. And if I want to do something because I think it might be fun, and it doesn't work out, that's totally fine. It's like I'm not gonna kick myself for quote unquote wasting Flame Elementium, because like the whole point is to have fun anyway. But with with that said, obviously it would be more fun to have more DPS or more defense. But to be honest, if I didn't do Supreme Showdown 20 until now, in like previous sets or previous seasons, and like in previous season, for example, I think it was the previous season where I did the Bing, right? And then that was basically no real difficulty or no real issue in getting to at least the dummy cap. It took more than it does for a bunch of people, so I was quite slow in getting there, but I did get there. And then obviously we get to the point where like I did Supreme Showdown 19, and then I just did not have enough for 20. I felt like my defenses were lacking, and then I felt like my damage was also lacking. But I did hit the wall that I just I guess refused to climb over a lot later into the progression. So yeah, I mean I realize like it is 270 ish is pretty bad this late into it, and with the playtime that I have and everything. So yeah, but it's just there is just this constant struggle. But even with my playtime, it's not, most of it is not spent by going in and doing maps or whatever content, just consistently over and over again. Because then even with the aforementioned constraints of not having necessarily the pets, I will still make a lot more FE. But that's just not how I like to play. And then obviously that in some sense that can be considered a bad play overall. But I mean I guess that's just how I have been playing ARPGs since, I guess, because I missed out, even though I could have potentially played it, but I never really played Diablo 2, Diablo 3 even, let alone Diablo 4 or that kind of stuff. So basically Path of Exile was my first ARPG, and I started in 2015. And that's just how I like playing, and I like it when the game lets you play that way, or lets me play that way. Then I just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then basically anything you do in the game, you acquire resources, and then you can just go along in your build in your own pace, in your own time. So yeah, like even with all this complaining and all this caveats that I am bringing up, there's still some fun to be had, right? Eventually it always gets to a point where like, okay, you have this number, and then to get to this number you need this number of flame elementium, and then are you willing to play enough to get that amount of flame elementium? If yes, continue. If no, stop. But I'm like somewhere between the two. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I am willing to get 1,000 defeat to get the next upgrade. But then another moment I'm thinking, okay, I get that upgrade, but then I have to also get that upgrade and that upgrade and that upgrade, and then it balances up to tens of thousands of FE again, and then understandably I'm checking out. So that's how it is. Sometimes I log in, sometimes I log out. That's how it goes. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna grab a code for this, throw it into the description. And at this point there's like millions that have better bills, so I don't really know if the code has any point. But if I'm not doing the code, then that's the issue, that where is the code. So that's how it is. All right, I don't know if I'm really gonna get much higher than this, to be honest. Like I said, maybe eventually I get the candle, maybe I get the prairie, but then and then there's the ring, and there's these. Like, who knows how much that's gonna cost. Get the weapons, and then I would probably get to a few trillion, but I'm still not gonna get to the Supreme Showdown 20. All right. Anyways, I've been yapping a lot again, but that's the situation. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks. Bye bye.